Welcome back. You're listening to Vibrant Living with Vayu Yoga. I'm Wendy Hassenpflug with my co-host
Shannon Levy-heath
on your hometown station AM 1220 KHTS. Today we're talking about gratitude. Our guests today are my lovely teachers from Vayu Yoga, and we are also dedicating some of our conversation today and our thoughts to Veterans Day. So I'm going to start with another quote. The willingness of Americans veterans to sacrifice for our country has earned them our lasting gratitude. And that's true. So please take a moment today to thank a vet, whether it's in person, on your phone, or on Facebook, or wherever it might be. All right, so diving into another question to my panel of yoga teachers. Here's your next idea and question to think about. In daily life, we must see that it's not happiness that makes us grateful, but gratefulness that makes us happy. So I want you each to think about the gratefulness that makes you happy side of it, and what you are grateful for, even if it's the smallest thing. But let's just take it to today. So our yoga practice is this discussion right here, right now. Even though we might do a physical practice later today, this is our practice right now, and it doesn't always have to be a physical practice. So I want you to think about right here and now what you're grateful for and how it makes you happy.
Well, I'm grateful for this discussion because it gives us an opportunity to dig a little deeper and think more deeply about how yoga makes us grateful, or how grateful we are for what we have in our lives. And I notice that the more gratitude I bring into my life, even if just a beautiful sky in the morning, the more grateful I am. The more gratitude is pulled toward me, and the more I have to give. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I think
for
with
sure.
me, it's, well, this morning, you were talking about this morning, contentment. Being able to open the door, walk outside, just feel the quiet, not hear the quiet, just feel that feeling of, just seeing the sky, seeing some maybe birds flying. I know this sounds a little corny, but just being able to feel content, being able to take that deep breath and go on with your day and know that you're doing things that are meaningful or maybe not so meaningful, but that you're alive and you're feeling good about it, and you're just able to move through this world with a sense of gratitude, with a sense of accomplishment, with a sense of just being. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like this idea that it's not happiness that makes us grateful, it's gratefulness that makes us happy. I like that, and
beautiful.
it's something that I'm really starting to embody just in my own life. Being a stay-at-home mom, I've got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and they can really kind of pull at me in all different directions. And there's sometimes that I'm planning that night's lesson for my class that night, and I have to get dinner ready, and I have to, there's all these things I have to. But when I step back and go, gosh, I get to be a stay-at-home mom with my kids. I get to be a yoga teacher. I get to live in a home with a roof over my head, and I get to eat great food. When I step back, that's where I feel happy, is going,
Absolutely.
you know what? Everything else will fall into place as it should. But right now, I am extremely grateful for that I get to live this life that and speaking of just today, I have a mom who can watch my kids and take them to the park while I get to come to the radio show and talk about gratitude. I mean, talk about grateful that I have their Nana gets to take care of them. They get to go play, and I get to come here. I mean, to me, today I'm grateful for my mom. Thanks, Mom.
And we are too. Thanks, Patty. We wish you were here,
Yeah,
but you are. We're bringing you
absolutely.
in.
We're bringing you into it.
Patty's one of our teachers as well. I have really only recently embraced gratitude, to be quite honest, just shooting from the heart here or from the hip or whatever it might be. I think it's been something that I've been taught to teach about and to talk about and to, but only recently have I really started to embrace this thing, gratitude. And one of the exercises that I do, and that I'm really starting to make a regular thing, is starting my day with 5 to 10 things that I'm grateful for, and I say it out loud, whether it's me by myself with my dog looking at me, just, turning her head to the side like, really? Because she better be on that list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or in front of my husband and sharing it with one another each morning. And then right before I go to bed at night, before I lay my head on the pillow at night, I say those things one more time, just to remind myself of what I was grateful for in this day and finishing that day, so that the last thing that's on my mind as I go to sleep is what I'm grateful for. And it sets me up for amazing dreams and amazing thoughts and sound sleep, and I'm so grateful for those.
Well, and I was going to say that if you say or do something positive before you get into bed at night, that's what you carry with you into your sleep and into your dreaming hours. So it's really valuable.
Yeah, wonderful lesson.
That's really...
So another thought, a part of mindful gratitude is learning to reset our default perspective to always being in the moment and using all of our senses to observe or appreciate the small things in life. So how do each of us teach this to others? Truly resetting our default perspective to always being in this moment and using all of our senses and our awareness to observe and appreciate the small things in life.
I think that's a two-part question.
It is, absolutely.
Ooh, trick question. Dun, 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 dun.
Part one answer.
I know, part one. Tangent number one. Okay. I was just thinking about being in my kitchen, and cooking, and just having that, well, here we are again, mindfulness, contentment, and just that synergy of being able to feel the food, cutting it up, cooking. And all of a sudden, do you ever feel like you're a little giddy, like you're be doing something, and all of a sudden you look up and you're kind of like, just, wow, this is really cool. And I'm really grateful that I'm able to do this. So I think that's a piece of that for me. And I think when you're teaching other people, just reminding them, how does this feel in your body? If you try it on the left side or the right side, how does this feel in your body? When you're breathing a certain way, when you slow it down, when you take, 2 inhales to 1 exhale, how does that feel in your body? How is it different? Is there ways that you can take what you're doing in here and bring it into your daily life to make things easier for you, or to just allow yourself to be quiet enough so that you can listen to what's going on around you and have gratitude for your life, just having that stillness.
Nice.
I think part one for me is becoming aware of those things in myself, and then being able to model that for other people, both in the yoga studio and yoga practice and outside with the people that I have in my life.
Absolutely. One of the things that when I look at my teachers, my mentors, one of the things I take from them is that they live it. They live their yoga. Yes. And it's how you speak to others. It's how you think and feel about yourself and about others. It's how you eat. It's how you treat yourself. It really is. It's the whole thing. And so I try to take that into my own life, and then I share that with my students. And by just simply, and I always tell my students, start with your breath. And sometimes I sound like a broken record, but it's true. Start with your breath. If you are grateful for every breath you take, that's step one. Yeah. Be grateful for your breath and for every beat of your heart. The rest will take care of itself. Don't worry about, your tight hamstrings. Don't worry about, my digestion this. And it's like, okay, be grateful that you're breathing. Your heart is beating. And that's...
You are alive.
You are alive. And when you start to see that and feel that, then you'll be able to share it and move that out from you.
Yes. That's a powerful statement.
Yeah.
And I think what all of you have touched upon is truly the law of attraction. It's when you are being what you want to be around you and what you want to be surrounded with and what you want to be attracted to you, then that comes to you. And that works twofold. If you are not being grateful, if you are the opposite side of that and thinking and saying and doing things that you don't want in your life, that's going to continue to come to you as well. So just to kind of recap what each of you pretty much touched on, in yoga poses, it's really easy to forget the quality aspect of what you're doing, whether it be the quality of our breath, the quality of our flow of movement, the quality of our gaze, the quality of the pose itself. And in poses that require strength, when we simultaneously relax our hearts, relax our minds, relax our breath, and into the body, the muscles actually respond to that. And we feel vulnerable yet liberated at the same time. And this is where gratitude comes into play. Gratitude for our bodies, our minds, our lives, the air around us, our breath, just like everything you said. And in that space, we can actually notice where we're taking things for granted, and we can connect with the whole part of ourselves that allows us to give freely. If you're just joining us, we're talking about gratitude today with my teachers from Vayu Yoga. Coming up, we're going to reveal some amazing tools for you to foster gratitude. I'd like to end this segment with a quote for Veterans Day. Some people dream the dream. Some people live the dream. Some people defend the dream. God bless the defenders. You're listening to Vibrant Living with Vayu Yoga. I'm Wendy Hassenpflug on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Welcome back. We've been talking about gratitude and other things. You're listening to Vibrant Living with, Vayu Yoga. We clearly were laughing during the break, and it's contagious.
It's carrying over.
Oh my goodness. I'm Wendy Hassenpflug, and this is my co-host.
I'm Shannon Levy-heath.
So what I'd like to go into, you're wondering what we're laughing about. We're not going to share it with you.
We're laughing about
We're going to get
me.
our composure together, being in the moment. What I'd like to share with you here is 14 steps to achieve gratitude. And when I was researching gratitude, just to kind of get, some more information, in addition to all the stories that we've shared today, I really hit home with this. I was like, you know what? This is pretty awesome. So I'm going to share this with you today. So this is my gift of gratitude for you listeners today. So 14 steps to achieve gratitude. Step 1, appreciate. Step 2, optimism. Step 3, release your past. Wow. Step 4, avoid comparison. And that's come up in quite a few of our shows. Step 5, kindness. Step 6, stop using excuses. Wow, that's a part of gratitude. Interesting. Step 7, nurture your relationships. Step 8, forgiveness. Step 9, stop impressing others. I like that one. Step 10, commit to your goals. Step 11, care for your body. Step 12, believe. Step 13, dream. These last 3 I just love. And step 14, give. Believe, dream, and give. So of those 14 steps, I'm going to just see which one resonates most with my teachers today.
I'd just like to address the idea of forgiveness, because I think that many people feel that to forgive someone or to forgive yourself means condoning whatever action you perceive them to have done. But it's important to truly know that forgiveness is not necessarily for them, it is for you. It does not mean you condone a poor action, but it's important to do that so that you can move forward with your life in gratitude.
I think with forgiveness, too, there's another element to that. It's, you might forgive, but you're not going to necessarily forget. The lesson is learned, and, you might not make that same decision again. But yes, having that forgiveness is more for you than it would be for the other person. And I think it is important to forgive and not be a victim. And on that, I was thinking as you were talking through this, that any one of these, if you did too much in excess, would probably be the opposite of what you were trying to accomplish. So just having a balance of all of those in your life so that you can feel a sense of gratitude, but do it in a genuine way.
one of these things on the list that jumped out for me was care for your body. For me personally, I'm very driven. I can often push myself past my breaking point, physically and emotionally. And so over the past years, and especially since having kids, I've actually had to really give myself permission to step back, to take care of myself, right? To not push myself past that breaking point, because that's not serving me, and it's not serving my kids, it's not serving my family or my students. So for me, I every day, whether I do my own practice at home or go to a class, I have to step back and I have to rest my body. And that's what I know that my body needs. I need rest. I need quiet. I'm an introvert, so I need moments every day of quiet by myself. And I've learned that that's okay. That's me. And that's who I am. And that's what I need to thrive and to succeed. So I have to care for myself. I have to practice. I have to meditate. I have to breathe. And that's very important for me. And when I do those things, I'm a better person. I'm better to be around. And I'm actually really grateful that my practice has taught me how to listen to myself and how to recognize that that's what I need.
Wow. She impresses me.
Every
Truly.
time.
Me too.
Blows me away.
Thank you.
Beautifully
Oh,
said.
boy.
Thank you.
Yeah, truly. Wise beyond your years.
Thank you.
So developing a quality of gratitude can really infuse our lives with deep peace and joy. And I said this earlier, but I'm going to increase that number from 5 to 10. So here's a tool for today, and here's your job for right here now if you haven't done it already today. Make a list of the 10 things that you're grateful for today. And say it out loud. Whether you write it down, it's best to write it down to keep a gratitude journal, but just say them out loud. And whether other people hear it or not, it doesn't matter. But if they do, that's kind of cool because they're going to see that you're bringing gratitude into your life. You're bringing positivity, and you'd be surprised what just bringing gratitude into your life and appreciating your life does to change your day. In fact, maybe that's a part of your gratitude journal. As you write those down, maybe, wow, this one thing really happened today that surprised me. Letting your gratitude, really help your day and set your day for you. It really does put you in a completely different frame of mind. It shifts your mindset. So here's another question for you. And this is, based on Veterans Day today. Again, we're doing a special tribute to our vets today. How do you honor yourself and how can you honor others? How can you, or do you, honor yourself and how can you honor others?
I think one of the things you need to do is to thank people or thank your loved ones for those things that you take for granted. Somebody getting up and making the bed. Somebody just, this is going to sound weird, but going out and getting the rolls of toilet paper before you have to actually go in the garage and look for them.
Right.
Okay, a little too much information. But just being able to say thank you to those people, look them in the eye, and just be appreciative of what you already have. Don't take it for granted because there may come a day when that's not there. And the reason it might not be there is because you didn't acknowledge and you didn't act as if you were grateful. So it's a lesson, I think, for all of us just to take a step back, look at your life, and be grateful for what it is that you have because you have a lot more than most other people around you.
Nice. Thank you.
I think in terms of honoring yourself, getting back to what Terren was talking about just a moment ago, truly being present with yourself and listening to your body, to your mind, to your spirit, and doing what needs to be done to take care of yourself would be a huge way to honor yourself. And then I think what Laure just said, just thanking and letting the people in your life know that you are grateful for the small things and the large things that they do for you in your life.
Wonderful.
Yeah. One of the things that I've learned over the past 4.5 years since becoming a mother is this thing called guilt that kind of follows us around. And it really is, it weighs us down, guilt. So I have learned to honor myself by trying to release that guilt, not feeling guilty for needing to have quiet time away from my family. Doesn't mean I don't love them. It just means I need to go to my room and have quiet time, you know, and I shouldn't feel guilty about that. You know,
Absolutely
so
not.
that's one way that I've learned to honor myself is letting go of that guilt. And also, how can you honor others? What my teacher Jean says, we just love them. You know, she's when I ask her questions about what do I do in this case, what do I do in this case, and she's like, we just love them. You just feel it in your heart, just love. And that's really all we're talking about is love. Gratitude is love. Love is gratitude. So just coming back to your heart and just loving. Yeah.
That's
Nice.
lovely.
Thanks, Jean.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
thanks, Jean.
We brought another one of our mentors in. For me, I think honoring myself is doing the things that I know that I need that are the healthiest for my mind, body, soul, every aspect of my health. And as I honor myself in that way on a regular, conscious, consistent basis, I then set the example for others. And that's how I honor others as well in my life, as being that example for the people that I care about mostly in my life. Today, we honor all of the men and women who have selflessly served our country in the Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, and Air Force. Whew, I don't know why that almost brought tears to my eyes. Wow, it is bringing tears. I want to thank each of my teachers.
Thank you.
Why am I crying?
Thank
My
you
goodness.
for being here.
Woo, it's happy tears. For joining Shannon and I today and sharing your experiences of gratitude. I am grateful for each of you. And I'm still choking my words for some reason. That's our show for today. Thank you so much for listening. Tune in the second Tuesday of each month. If you missed a portion of our show today, our podcast is on hometownstation.com or at vayuyoga.com. You've been listening to Vibrant Living with Vayu Yoga, where we share tools for learning how to truly live your life fully and completely. I'm Wendy Hassenpflug on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.